Single agency in Arizona, real estate occurs when a licensee represents only one party in a transaction, either the buyer or the seller, but not both. This relationship creates a fiduciary duty to the client, meaning the agent must act in the client's best interest at all times. Maintaining loyalty, confidentiality, and full disclosure of material facts. Under ARIS R Sup. ER 1.8. Real estate licensees cannot represent another party in a transaction if doing so creates an unwaivable conflict of interest, such as when the licensee is personally involved as a buyer, seller, or has a financial interest in the property. This ethical rule prevents self-dealing and ensures agents remain objective when representing clients. Limited representation occurs when an employing or designated broker represents both sides of a transaction through different licensees within the same brokerage. Although each agent provides representation to their respective client, the broker acts as a neutral intermediary. This structure helps manage potential conflicts while allowing both parties to receive representation under one brokerage. AAC R4-28 1101E addresses conflicts of interest, requiring licensees to disclose any situation that may compromise their objectivity or loyalty. For example, if a broker's relative is buying a property listed with the firm, this relationship must be disclosed to all parties to maintain transparency and fairness. ARS. Fragor 32-2153A2 and AAC R4-28 1101F. Both require prior written consent of all parties before a licensee can represent multiple interests in a transaction. These provisions protect clients by ensuring informed consent before any dual or limited representation occurs. Without such consent, a licensee may face disciplinary action from the Arizona Department of Real Estate, ADRE. When acting within limited representation, a licensee must adhere to honesty, accounting, reasonable skill and care, and disclosure with limitations. These are not full fiduciary duties, but rather essential professional obligations owed to all parties in the transaction, ensuring fairness and integrity without breaching client confidentiality. AAC R4-28 1101A outlines the general representation duties of licensees. This rule requires that agents protect and promote the interests of their clients, while treating all other parties honestly and fairly. It forms the foundation for ethical conduct and professionalism in Arizona real estate practice. A fiduciary, as defined by Black's Law Dictionary, is an individual who holds a position of trust and confidence, acting primarily for the benefit of another. In real estate, fiduciary duties arise when an agent agrees to represent a client. Through common law, fiduciary duties are further defined as obedience, loyalty, disclosure, confidentiality, accounting, and reasonable skill and care. These duties form the legal and ethical framework guiding every client-agent relationship, ensuring that the client's best interests come first in every transaction. Arizona case law also reinforces the importance of fair dealings. In Aranki v. RKP Investments, Inc. 1999, and Brown v. Arizona Department of Real Estate, 1995, courts held that all licensees, regardless of whom they represent, must deal fairly with every party in a transaction. This includes honesty, full disclosure of material facts, and avoiding conduct that misleads or disadvantages others. Specific standards under AAC R4-28 1101 outline the obligations of honesty, accounting, reasonable skill and care, and disclosure with limitation. Licensees must present truthful information, accurately handle client funds, act competently in transactions, and disclose relevant facts without violating confidentiality. Together, these rules ensure professionalism and public trust in Arizona's real estate industry.